Hello everybody, this is Richard Peacock with GetFlightPath.com, and today I'm going to show you how to install FlightPath from scratch. Now, a few assumptions are already made before we begin this video. Number one, we assume that you've already downloaded FlightPath and you have the zip file extracted into the web root of your web server. I'm going to be using a Windows-based web server for this example. It's actually the Windows version of Apache, and it's included in a software package called XAMPP, which you can download by Googling XAMPP if you want. Now, what you're seeing on the screen right here, this is the information for the demo database that I created earlier. And if we pull up my database manager, I'm using a program called Navicat, we can see over here that it's already been created, and a user has also already been created for it. If I go back down to my little document, we can see that this is the user's username and this is the user's password. Now this is going to be whatever it is that you choose. So this information is only valid for my setup. So with that in mind, and remember again, we've already downloaded and installed, or I should say unpacked, the FlightPath zip file, whatever the latest version is. All we really have to do now is pull up a web browser and visit that location in the web browser, the FlightPath location. So let's begin by doing that. So here we see a blank web page. So for me, my location is at localhost/FlightPathAdvising/FlightPath. Without the port number. That was from a previous version. Okay, so because I haven't installed FlightPath yet, the first thing I get to whenever I go there is this Install FlightPath screen, and it's just asking me to select a language. At the time of this video, the only language you can select is English, but I hope to change this for future versions. So on this form, it's just asking me to fill out what is the administrator's username and password, and then fill out the database information. And then that's really all we need to install FlightPath. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that information in. For the admin username, I'm just going to say admin, and then I'm going to make up a password. And now let's fill out the database information. The database name that I created earlier is simply called FlightPath, and it's at localhost, and the default port for MySQL is 3306. The username that I created, and the password is really long, so I'm going to go back to my document here and just copy that password. And then I'm going to click the install button. Now notice that I have this little warning, click only once, may take several seconds to install. It really depends on the speed of your system. For me, it only takes a few seconds. And that's it. The installation is now complete. If we look back at my MySQL database manager, Navicat, and I refresh this database, we see that now all these tables have been created. Now they're empty tables, of course, there's no data in them, but FlightPath, as you can see, is now completely installed and ready to be used. So if we go back to the installation screen, it's letting us know installation is finished. As a security precaution, it's recommended, strongly recommended, that you change the permissions on settings.php in custom/settings.php so that it cannot be read or written by any unauthorized users. And you also might want to completely remove the install.php just in case. Now there are some safeguards. If someone tries to just visit install.php once FlightPath is already installed, FlightPath won't let them. I put this line in here just as a safety precaution, just to make sure. But whenever you're ready, you can now click the Access Your New FlightPath site. And when the page reloads, we now see the traditional FlightPath login. So let's log in as our administrator that we created earlier. And there you have it, a finished installation of FlightPath. So as you can see, it's actually very simple and easy to get FlightPath up and running in just a couple minutes. Okay, well, thank you for watching.